Thank you very much for joining us. Would like to know if you could tell us what the conditions of the victims are currently.
Absolutely. Good afternoon, Marcelo. We're live here at the teaching hospital in Okehi, where the victims have been receiving treatment. When we came here this morning, they lost a young lady who was in the intensive care unit. But we have two of the victims who are about to leave the hospital. They are feeling much, much better. A mother and her son, for confidential reasons, they have pleaded with us not to show their faces. So we'll just speak to them and find out how they are doing. So just by my left, my cameraman will not focus on their face, but you will hear the voices. But let's start with Mrs. Abdullahi. Thank you so much for speaking with you, Central. Can you tell us, how this all happened and how you were feeling? Okay. This incident happened as a result of the food that you ate. Can you tell us about the food that you ate? All right, about Martino, as you can hear, she's feeling much better. But let's speak to the husband. Perhaps he can give us a better background. Thank you so much for speaking with us. Can you just tell us what happened, sir?
My name is my wife and son talked about the people eating. Some people lost their life. That's 5 people. I thank God. I thank all the people that very sure.
All right, Amazino, they're still traumatized as a result of the incident. If we could get a shot of the son who is sleeping, I will try as much as possible not to show his face, but he's on his bed and he's feeling much, much better. And there he is, you can see him on the bed, and they're about to discharge them. And they're actually preparing to leave the hospital. But Marcelo, I must tell you that we've spoken to some of the authorities here at the hospital. We spoke with the chief medical director, the epidemiologist, and the chief family medicine doctor here at the hospital. They are not currently here in the hospital because they have gone out there to do some other investigations. And from the presumptive diagnosis, they are pointing to poisoning, hoping that when samples from the food has been taken to the laboratory, they'll be able to do a definite diagnosis as to why this happened. And we also pressed for answers regarding autopsy, but we're told here at the hospital that some of the victims, because of their faith beliefs, they don't want them to carry out autopsy. So that seems to also be one of the stumbling blocks as to getting the exact source of what poisoned the Amala that this family of 9 ate. And it's just so unfortunate that 5 out of the 9 who partook in this particular meal are no more today. With one dying sadly this morning. But thankfully, 4 of them are feeling much better. You've seen Mr. Abdullahi's son and his wife who refused to be on camera. She's still so traumatized by the event. And hopefully when we get to Ihima proper, we will speak to the other 2 persons who were able to make it out of this very sad incident. It is back to you, Marcelo.
I'm sure many people want to know. Now, we're talking about a family of 9 here. Are there others who are not part of this family that were affected as well? I'm asking this because there might be certain curiosities as to whether it was a targeted poisoning or could this occurrence have come from origins like maybe a marketplace or a factory where this food could have been manufactured. What have you discovered on that?
Marcelo, from the findings here at the hospital, the medical doctor are very confident that this is not a matter of the food substance itself purchased from the market, as we've heard from reports from yesterday. They are sure that this is definitely food poisoning. They feel that this could be deliberate and non-deliberate. By deliberate, they refer to a situation, maybe one person wanted to harm somebody or perhaps chemical substances in the homes maybe somewhat contaminated the food that was prepared days ago and then kept, and then other persons partook in the food that led to this incident. So these are some of the investigations that are still going. So the medical personnel do not believe that this is actually as a result of the product that was purchased from the market. They are definitely, because he was trying to explain to me what presumptive diagnosis is and then definite diagnosis. He told me presumptive diagnosis is about 85% sure. Then the remaining 15% will have to depend on testing and other medical research that will go ahead to tell us exactly what happened. But as far as the presumptive diagnosis is concerned, they say that this is food poisoning. As to whether it's a much more larger picture, I will get more details on that. And in my subsequent reports, and hopefully for the 3 o'clock news now bulletin, I will be able to give more answers on that. Back to you.
Thank you very much. That was necessary to ward off any instance of maybe speculation over the source of the poisoning. Thank you very much.